And the checkered flag has fallen. Welcome to... Oh, wow, this camera... I was going to save her as a little surprise. Well, I guess so. Let's just switch this over. Welcome, Dad. And welcome, Sable. Let's switch this camera over. There we go. Let's get this camera looking good. Okay, now, so for this to work, we're going to have to get your microphone to be here on the side. We'll... turn that off so that you're not blurring into the background. Okay, so Sable's visiting, and say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Okay, and so she and her husband are visiting, and I was like, your time to watch the race. So like how Mom jumped in last time, we'll have Sable jump in this time. So you just start off. You tell us, what did you think about the race? Tell them, what is this cool swag you've got on your hat? Here we go.
Reppin' Lando Norris over here. Favorite team player since last year? Because orange is my favorite color and he drives an orange car. Anyways, so this race, I was super excited to see the Ferrari in first with Leclerc, and I was like, yay, someone other than Red Bull and Mercedes, and sorely disappointed as I find out that his engine is about to cut out, and I'm like, he had such a lead. It was like a very nice, pleasant, no having to worry about anything, and that happened. I was so disappointed. I was like, man. But I must give some props to Russell, as he was able to fend off Verstappen, though that... DRS flap thing was annoying. But I guess lastly, I have to give props and kudos to Hamilton, who came back from the very bottom all the way up into fourth place. I know they said he was thinking about retiring earlier on in the race, but he did stick in there and was able to come back for the almost, pole position, but had some problems with the cooling mechanism at the end. So those are my things that I noticed, and still am very sad for Leclerc.
Yes. Very sad for Leclerc. Thanks, Sable, for sharing that. Yes, in chat, thank you everyone for joining. If you have any questions, we'll save it to the end, unless it's pertaining to what we're talking about right now, your comments. And thank you, Freaky Vonk, for noticing that when I copied over all the information, I forgot to change the titles from Miami to Spain, so nice one. Okay, so to recap then, Sable, you were pretty happy with Norris. He was not actually feeling well the whole race weekend. He was under the weather.
He did well. I believe he came in 8th. I don't quite remember, but yes, he did some good driving. I was rooting for him throughout the whole race. When he was in the top 10, I was like, come on, you can't drop below. Come on, stay in there. So, yes.
Very good. Yep. And I got Sable her cool little hat, and I'm glad that Norris was able to recover. Dad, of course, is wearing his sweet every time Red Bull wins a race. Now, Dad, what was the chances you thought that Perez was actually going to pull that out? Or do you think it was always going to be Verstappen's race?
I thought it was Verstappen's race, but my wife, who happened to be sitting next to me, was very frustrated that her favorite driver, Perez, didn't win. I tried to explain about the tire strategies and the different things, and she wasn't having it, and she was just a little frustrated at the end of the race. But I thought to myself, even though it's terrible for my fantasy team, that it shows that cars can have reliability issues, just like Verstappen DNF'd twice because of reliability issues. So it kind of, now Leclerc did it once. This is his only race that he hasn't finished first or second. So it's interesting.
Well, yeah, I guess that's the sad thing. Actually, in Discord, they were talking about how some people actually decided to turbo Perez because he had the race streak, right? And I kept telling Sable, I was like, man, I should have done it. It was looking, because see, at one point in the race, because Verstappen was getting stuck behind Russell with his DRS not working, I was like, if Perez finishes second, that plus 10 would have worked. And then when Leclerc DNF'd, then it was like, clearly, okay, Perez would have been the better option. But, that is not something we could have projected, other than maybe some of the stats and saying, okay, plus 10 points. But the good thing is, and actually we should kick this over the Google spreadsheet. Let me do that. so we can look at our results. So if you look at the Google spreadsheet, Leclerc got 5 points because I was afraid that he would get the negative double with the turbo, but because he got 5 points, then it'll be a total of 10. And so I'm glad that he actually gets some positive. But then Perez would have gotten nearly 100 points if you had turboed him. That's crazy. And then he actually scored the most points because of that plus 10. That's why those race streaks are so important. And then if we scroll down, our top constructor, Red Bull with 94. I'm glad, Dad, did you go Red Bull with everybody, or did you
Yep,
get stuck?
I did.
Okay.
I knew that the points he was going to gain, it was going to gain in value. It had the power streak, so I thought it was pretty much a no-brainer, and fortunately, it worked out that way.
And we see that the second highest constructor behind would have been Mercedes with 49, and then Alpine with 33. So yeah, I think Red Bull all the way. Do you think there's any reason to switch off Red Bull, or because Ferrari's cheaper, then you could juggle them to get Verstappen on the team?
So I'm thinking about next time. I think they're going to make sure that Leclerc has everything he needs to win Monaco. So I'm really thinking about switching out and getting Verstappen and going with Ferrari.
Yeah, that actually seems like a very solid strategy because unless Verstappen has the reliability issues, I guess my big issue is though, like, who do you have to drop to pick up Verstappen? Like, Sainz did have a good recovery race, but I don't know, is like Russell, like of course, Verstappen, right? I don't think you would pick Russell over Verstappen. So if you're going to do Verstappen, who's like 6 million more than Russell, then you really can't do an alternative. But if you wanted to keep, for example, Perez around, then that's when you could switch maybe Sainz to Russell. But I don't know. How do you feel about that?
That sounds like a good strategy. I'll have to play around with how much money I have. And the other idea would be to wait for Verstappen a little longer until he gets a streak that I could take advantage of, because Perez and Leclerc are doing well. Sainz is doing well too, except for the DNF today on Leclerc. It is interesting, though, and see how Red Bull is now making headways and how Russell was able to keep back both Red Bulls when they didn't really have DRS advantage.
This actually brings me to my pit point, which is that this is a race. Now, actually, excuse me, let me pull that back. It's not a race. It was a reliability. That's what we watched today, a reliability. And that whole DRS thing really affected Verstappen. But I think it was unfortunate. I do not know why the team or Hamilton, whoever made that decision, put him on mediums at the beginning of the race. We've seen time and time again with Sainz this season, or any other driver that starts on the harder compound, you just get swallowed up at the beginning of the race. And Hamilton, if he had started on a soft, I think he could have won that race. I think that he had the pace, he had it late in the race, and because of Verstappen getting stuck behind Russell, Hamilton would have been able to overcut him or undercut him in the pits, and then Leclerc's DNF. I think Hamilton could have legitimately won that race if he didn't have that crash with Magnussen and being on softs.
I wouldn't go that far. Hamilton did look good, but when he was pushing his car, he had a problem with overheating brakes, and he had to, at the end, slow down. He was in fourth place and had to give it up to Sainz, and he ended up at fifth place. But he looked good as far as charging the car. The car seemed like it had what it needed to get in the podium. But unfortunately for him, Russell qualified better, so was able to take care of his car better than Hamilton, who had to push his car to get up through all the traffic.
Okay, good point. I'm just looking at the results here. Hamilton with 54 and a half seconds behind Verstappen. Like you said, he had to let off at the very end. But what's crazy is you have to realize that Hamilton lost a pit stop, right? So you take off 20 seconds, he would have only been 30 seconds behind. And you could say that the other 20 seconds he lost was probably being dragged at the back after his contact with Magnussen. So this is why I'm thinking that, like you said, he probably still would have had to back off, and that would have made a really tasty fight at the end. But I think he had the pace. But
How many pit stops? How many pit stops did he do?
I wish they would tell us. I wish they would tell us. Chat, do you guys know? Where would I find how many pit stops were being done? Let's see. Spain GP. How each driver's pit stops?
I think he still only did 3. It's just he did it in different sequence. I could be wrong, but if he did 3 and Verstappen
So
did
if he
3,
didn't do an extra one,
I'm not sure he did an extra one. It should be on Fantasy F1 under.
Okay, here we go. Web. And for web, we will come to web browser, switch over to interactive charts, and we'll switch us over to the right-hand side.
While you're doing that, I'll just say I was happy for Norris also there, Sable. He did a good job for actually having problems with in the free practice, I think it was, where he went over something and hurt the bottom of his car, and I thought that he wasn't going to do that well this race, but it's nice he got into the points. May not have been able to take advantage of all the upgrades that he would have had he not scraped the bottom of his car, but it's still good to see them up competing for points.
Can I just bump these over, please? Or do I have 2 cameras running at the same time? Ooh. Okay, and then we put this camera into here. There we go. Let's do this transition. Sorry, we're doing this on the fly. Here we go. Okay, let's zoom in. Doom, 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 doom. Okay, Dad, I'll send the link here.
I can see it.
Oh, you've got the stream open. Look at this. Yeah. Okay, Relentless says Alonso and Russell were fantastic as well as Hamilton despite his start. Yeah, exactly. Alonso starting 20th. He took a new engine because of his... they had mistimed him coming out and qualifying, and so it put him at the back at like 17th or something like that. So they say, well, might as well take the new engine. That's another thing. Leclerc DNF'd, in my personal opinion, the reason why he DNF'd is because he had not taken the new engine like Sainz did. So he must have been near the end of the life of the engine, and that's why it just suddenly died on him, which is unfortunate. Which is one of the reasons why Hamilton said at the beginning of the race, hey, let's just save my engine. But the team's like, no. Keep your head down. You can get points. And he had better points than what they had projected. I think they said he was going to finish 8th or something like that, and he got higher. Okay, let's look at the pit stops. This is from racefans.net. I don't know why it's like gray out here on the side. Okay, so I believe every time that they have the big drop shows that they did a pit stop. So if we look at Hamilton, who's the gray. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Oh, no, because he did here. Yeah, so Hamilton did like 3 pit stops, and then Verstappen did... Well, I think he pit once and stayed ahead. So yeah, you're right. This doesn't tell me as much information as I thought it would. Yeah, this didn't tell me as much as I thought it would. Never mind. Okay, we'll go back to transition. But you're right. It seems like Hamilton did this like a 3 stops. It's not like he did 4. So yeah, he probably would have come out behind. Okay, Dad, what was your pit point?
My pit point is it's not in the bag until the checkered flag falls.
Hold on. Andre said that I was looking at 2021. I wasn't even looking at 2022. What? No. Okay. Thank you for that. So yeah. So they haven't published then the pit stops then for this race. Oof. Ah, here we go. Oh, this is still 2021. Oh no. Okay, sorry, Dad. I've stolen your thunder. Sorry. Thank you, Andres. That was all last year. So we don't have the tire data. I'm not going to pull up F1 TV on stream because I know that I could look up on their data analysis thing for that. But I'm not going to pull that up on stream. Do not want the ban hammer. Sorry, I took away your thunder. Say it again, Dad. What is your pit point?
The win is not in the bag until the checkered flag flies.
Look at you. You're a poet. Look at that.
And I didn't know
it. So anyone that line, I'm a bit of a poet and you did not know it. It's a really great movie called The Scarlet Pimpernel. It's like the 1980s or something like that. It's an old classic. Great inside joke that you guys all know. Okay, so Dad, if Leclerc hadn't had his reliability issue, do you think he would have won the race?
Yes, it didn't seem like Red Bull, when they got trapped behind Russell, would have been able to make up the time they lost behind Russell.
True. And let's say he did get up to Leclerc. If he had that much problems trying to pass Russell because of his inconsistent DRS, there's no way he would have been able to pass Leclerc. Leclerc had him covered off at the beginning of the race, and Leclerc is a wily little guy. Did you see at the beginning of the race he went over to the right a little bit? He just was drifting ever so slowly just so he could be ahead. Russell, what he would do is he'd wait to the last moment and then jink to the right. Relentless says, rankings for fantasy are updating, and personally, I have just over 210 points for this Grand Prix. Congratulations.
Did he have Leclerc on his team?
He has 210. I have a 207 on my teams. If I had chosen to turbo Perez, then that would have given me a lot more. But so that means he finished ahead of us. So he must have had somebody not. Oh yeah, leaderboards are still currently trying to update, so we don't know how the leaderboard is. But congrats, Relentless. Sorry guys, we're kind of bouncing all over the place.
It'd be interesting to see how many people went with someone other than Leclerc to turbo.
Stuart Gibson says, gold medal at last. He says that he scored 259 points in the ORC. Wow. Okay, we can't see it yet because it's still calculating. What was the difference for you? I'm assuming, okay, let's guess. Okay, chat, let's guess. What did he have on his team to be able to score 259 points, right? He probably had Red Bull. You tell us, Stuart, if you're right, okay? Red Bull, he probably had Red Bull. He probably went and did the weird thing and had Verstappen, or he turboed Perez. He had to do something like that. You tell us your lineup. I'm very interested. Well, he's waiting. What were you saying, Dad?
Oh, I was just waiting too to see what his lineup was. It sounds like a wonderful lineup.
Yeah. Well, you know, the funny thing is because this was a one race in between, 1 week in between, we're not going to be able to do League DRD. But I know for a fact that whoever had Leclerc on their team, oh wait, he was a wild card, so never mind. See, I called it. Stuart said he had Red Bull, Verstappen, and turboed Perez. He went all in on Red Bull. Called it. Congratulations, Dad. Are you convinced? Is it enough to switch over full Red Bull?
Sure, why not? Well, the thing I have is the DRD. I would have. What happens if I have Verstappen on my team and we don't play this week, and next week he's too high? Does it just carry over since we're not redoing? Oh, maybe we can talk offline on that.
Oh, you're saying if we don't do it and then he DNFs and he comes back down? I guess technically, right? Because if we're skipping a race.
No, I'm saying if he's on my team, even though if his average would be over 21 by winning this race, that he doesn't get deleted from my team.
Yeah, he wouldn't get deleted until we do our next draft, which would.
Okay.
So here's the thing, guys. The month of June is going to be crazy because I'm gone for the middle of it. Like, it happened last year. For anybody who's here last year, You just let me know that you've been a part of the pit crew for over a year. Last year in June, for 2 weeks, I'm just gone. Like, I'm on work. We're out at like a summer camp. We're doing what's called camp meeting. You get a bunch of people together. Some people call these like jamborees or whatever you want to call these sort of things. But anyways, there's like one place on the whole campus that has like internet. And of course, because you're working like the whole way, it's not like I'm able to go and edit videos or do any sort of video. I might be able to do a vlog before I go to let people know what's up, because I know for a fact people are going to be like, 3 statistical secrets, where is it? No. So anyways, I'm going to probably have to rely on the Discord community and Twitter and all that. Dominick's got his computer getting fixed. Apparently the power port where it plugs in had gotten short fused or something. So hopefully he'll get it repaired back in time for June, because last year he did one video for editing and he's like, nah, fam, editing's not for me. Funny thing, he had the highest viewing podcast on our channel to date. So I'm glad he did it. So what we're thinking about doing is, depending on their schedule, because Dominick has a weird schedule that he finds out once a week. So the idea is, if I'm gone, maybe Dominick, Dad, and if Paola is able to join, but you guys will do a live cast instead of a podcast, and then you'll kind of do a preview. We won't be able to do 3 statistical secrets, and we might be able to do race reaction live streams, but we'll see. Models and Scale said, I had Leclerc, Russell, Alonso, Bottas, Magnussen, and Red Bull. Should have kept Sainz and Perez. Yeah. Like, I felt really good about myself when I realized that running out of substitutions kept me from getting rid of Albon, because he was at the back of the pack and he only scored 6 points, but that's better than Magnussen's -1 point. So I guess it was worth. So yeah, chat. So that's kind of the update on the channel and what's going to happen for the month of June. So you guys will have to stay tight. I'm kind of be sad because I love the Canadian Grand Prix. And what's the other race that's happening in June?
You're gonna be here from Monaco, right?
Yeah, I'll be here from Monaco. Azerbaijan. I love Azerbaijan. So I'm going to miss Azerbaijan and Canada in the month of June. Oh, man, both of those races. I love those races. Okay, here we go. Because we have family over and friends are coming over, we're going to do a little bit shorter of this live stream. So, Dad, you've got the Game Center preview. Okie dokie. Okay, chat. Get your keyboards ready. And then, of course, if you have any sort of questions for fantasy and stuff like that, you can start asking them now. But here we go.
Okay, since Sable's the guest, Sable, you can ask one A, B, C, or D, or you can tell me A, B, C, or D.
Always go for C.
C. Okay. And 1 through 10.
7.
Right. Unfortunately, I thought it was here. It's upstairs. I'll be right back. Sorry.
By the way, chat, are you hearing? So that Sable is able to hear. I have like the speakers. Are you guys hearing Dad talking like as a feedback through my microphone? Because if not, I'm not going to have my microphone. Like, I'm trying to mute it every time Dad talks. Just let me know, chat. Because if that is okay in the future, if I ever have like somebody over, I could have the speaker on. But if you're hearing it back through my microphone when Dad's talking through the Discord, then that's good feedback for me.
Okay. Did you introduce it at all?
Nope, I have no clue. What are we doing? I know it's like 1 week in between, so we're not doing a full Game Center. It's like a blind ambition or something.
Yeah, we're doing blind ambition. So you're going to predict what's going to happen at the next race without knowing who you're saying. So what I need each person to do is to pick a car number, a color of a car or a flag, and a lap number. So if they could put on Discord a car number, a color, either a flag color or a car color, and a lap number onto the live chat.
Okay, chat. So we're going to do blind ambition. So you guys just pick those 3 things. Car number, flag or car color, and a lap number. If you've ever played Mad Lib, excuse me, it's kind of like that. So you put in 3 random things, and then Dad will tell the story, and you can start putting in your what you put. You know what, Dad? What was my blind ambition from this last race? I said Latifi would beat his teammate by 30 seconds. I think I got that right. He wasn't P2, of course, but I think I got that right. I think he actually beat his teammate. I was surprised. I don't know what happened with Albon. Why did he suddenly stop, getting pace? He must have had a mistake or something. Oh, it doesn't list on the website. It just says 2 laps down. Okay, Dad. Well, no one in chat's typing anything, so how about Sable? You say what to do. So at Sable, we need a car number, a flag or car color, and a lap number.
Do they need to be matching?
Dad's muted.
Sorry, you just pick one of each. I don't know how long I've been muted and if you've heard anything.
So I guess I'll go with 1 since that's Max Verstappen's car number.
Hold on. So we'll put it here. Okay, so Sable's blind ambition. So number 1.
Flag. I would go with Perez's flag, so Mexican flag.
No color.
No, it's a flag that would be shown in a race, like a red flag, black flag, blue flag.
Oh.
It's a car flag.
We'll go with black.
The black is the color, okay, and then the lap number.
Let's do an early on 5. Lap 5.
Okay, chat. None of you are joining in. All you have to do is type in a car number, a flag or car color, and a lap number. That's all you have to do. Sable's already picked her 3. Number 1, black, and 5. We don't want to give away yet what the thingy is, so just type it in and we'll have some fun.
And you, Jeanmark, do you want to type something in?
Sure. Can it be any number?
Any car number.
So I could say 72.
Who's 72?
So are you saying real people or just race numbers?
Active race numbers.
Okay, so we'll say number 22. Oops. 1, 2, 3. So I'll say number 22. I'll say pink, and I'll say 31. Okay, Relentless is 11, blue, and 3. I don't understand this. Okay. So there's a game called Mad Libs, but Dad is taking that same concept and he's calling it Blind Ambition. So pretty much you just give random information based off what he says, then he will give us the story, and wherever the blank is, we fill in those blanks. Okay.
So I can read his pretty easily. I can't remember what Sable's was, but
it's on the it's under Discord. It's under the podcast for May 9th.
Podcast minutes.
And also, if you want, Dad, you could type in there what the story is so we can just fill in people's stuff.
In the podcast?
Yeah, for May 9th.
Other one. Okay.
Okay, chat. Last chance before Dad reveals it. Okay, good. Stuart says 27, red, 43. Oh, I like that format. Just simple slashes. Nice. I should have thought about that. Okay, here we go, Dad. What's the story?
All right. There's a story. I'll show it.
Yeah,
Maybe.
just type it in, and then we can read it. So I'll have Sable read hers, and then I'll read mine, and then we'll read Relentless and
All right,
Stuart's.
so I'll read Rush Relentless. Is that all right?
Sure.
Okay, so he's saying that car 11, which is Perez, will pass a car that was shown the blue flag on the third lap.
Okay, so you're saying that Perez is going to pass a back marker on the third lap of the race. He better be zooming around Monaco if he's going to get blue flags on the third lap of the race. What?
But that's what's the fun part about this, you know. Sometimes you guess blindly and get it close, and sometimes not so closely. So
Okay.
Who else? Let's see. 27. You can go ahead and read your
Sables? Okay, let's have Sable read it. Okay, Sable, you're reading here with your information.
All right, so Verstappen will pass a car that has shown a black flag on lap 5.
Okay, that also would be very crazy because in order to get a black flag with 5 laps in the race, you had better crash a bunch of people. Okay, so Dad, you read Stewart's now.
let's see. 27. Let's see. I'm trying to remember 27 off the top of my head. Because 47 keeps coming to my mind, which is Mick Schumacher. 27. This is terrible. I would not do so hot on the numbers right now.
Nico Hulkenberg is 27.
Oh, okay.
That's why we don't remember.
So Hulkenberg will pass a car that has shown a red flag on the 43rd lap.
Well, you've heard it here first, chat. Either Vettel or Stroll are going to not make the race. Super sub Hulkenberg is going to come in, and he's going to. So here's the crazy thing: you can't pass people under yellow flag conditions. So if it's a red flag, I don't know how he would be able to legally pass someone. Figure this out, Chad. How can you legally pass someone under red flag? Maybe we would say that because he was out, he got a free pit stop. We'll bend the rules of the story a little bit there. Okay, I'll read mine, and then we'll go to CE, okay? So here's mine. Sonoda, number 22, will pass a car showing the pink flag on lap 31. Here's the problem. I picked a car color. There's no pink flags. Pink flag. F1 pink flag, meaning if there's a random pink flag somewhere, then I will be surprised. Nope, there is no pink flag. So the closest thing is probably a red flag, but okay. So mine is probably never going to happen because there's no pink flags. Unless we say someone brings a pink flag banner to the race, to Monaco. Okay, Dad, read CE.
Okay. So Carlos Sainz will pass someone who's shown the orange flag on the 26th lap. Orange flag. Maybe what I should do in the future is specify if it's going to be a flag or a car color, or so that make it probably more realistic in the future.
Yeah. Okay. So here are options. Okay. There are 2 types of flags that have orange. You have the orange and black flag that's shown for unsportsmanlike conduct, and then I said that with a weird bad accent. I'll say that again. A black and orange flag is shown to warn a driver of unsportsmanlike conduct. And then the other one, which is a black flag with an orange circle in the center, indicates a driver has a mechanical issue and must return to the pits. Okay, so I guess either the guy's being unsportsmanlike or the guy's having a mechanical issue and has to pit. So Carlos Sainz is going to be passing a guy. Okay, well, that's blind ambition. Yes, Dad.
So Relentless asked, can I say what I meant? that's fine. You can type it in. I'm not sure we can actually have him. Can he actually say something on the podcast, or does he have to be hooked up into it?
No, it's just chat.
Yeah. So if you could go ahead and write what you meant, that we can read it, that'd be great.
But
and
thanks.
In the future, I'll give more of a hint of if it's a flag color or a car color, so people will be more likely to actually have something that's reasonable.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks everyone for joining.
Yeah, that was fun. So the point of Blind Ambition is Dad gives us 3 random things, and then he has a hidden story. We don't know what the story is yet, but when he reveals the story, we fill in the blanks, and then we get to hear the funny things that ensue. Monaco. So, with the time that we have remaining, any questions you guys have? Normally people come pouring in with questions. If you have anything as it pertains to the race, as it pertains to fantasy, we will now take the next 5 minutes to answer those questions. Thanks, Sable, for joining. Yeah. Did you have any questions, Sable, from the race?
Not really.
Oh, wait. You asked me halfway through a race what track limits and then black and white flag were.
Yes.
Okay. So Relentless says, I thought car color, so I entered Perez overtakes a blue car. Oh, I see. Yeah, but so here's the thing. Like, since we don't know what Dad means, we don't know, right? So that's maybe what you meant. Or, for example, last time when I did the Blind Ambition, it got cut out, the audio, so the last podcast, it wasn't as clear. But Dad asked us to put a driver and amount of seconds and a position. And so I, for funsies, said Latifi 30 seconds P2. Well, the story was that the driver would beat his teammate by a certain amount of seconds and finish at a certain position in the race. So I was saying Blind Ambition that Latifi would finish second on the podium and have beaten Albon by 30 seconds. Here's the thing. If Albon was 30 seconds behind P2, that means he would have been in the points. Dominick said something similar, except I think he said P14 or something. But, yep. Okay, so Sable's...
Paola mentioned Hamilton, so hers might have been pretty close.
Yeah, but
what Paola said.
I think, though, Paola's Blind Ambition was... Oh, wow! Hers was Hamilton would finish 3.9 seconds ahead of Russell in 4th position. So I think he finished 5th, but he finished behind Russell. I think Latifi finished 30 seconds ahead of Albon. I had no clue. Do you guys know, chat, what happened to Albon? I have no clue. He just disappeared.
So I appreciate Relentless Comics and other people to make, so in the future I'll give a little more clarification on which of the 2 colors is, so that they have more likely to give a reasonable prediction. So thank you for bringing that out.
Well, thank you, everyone. So Sable's question, track limits is defined by the white lines around the track. I know in the past years that was not really enforced heavily. Dad, did you think that Russell did not give enough space to Verstappen? I know they said no further investigation necessary, but it did not look like he left a car's width. When Verstappen was trying to do that overtake, they went going wide, and Hamilton got squeezed off the road.
I mean, Verstappen got squeezed off.
Oh, sorry, did I say Hamilton? Yeah, Verstappen got squeezed off the road, yeah.
You know, if it had made a big difference in the race at the end, I would have been more concerned about it, but I knew that Red Bull had the pace. He would get by him at some point, so I was not overly concerned about it.
Okay, and then a black and white flag is pretty much a warning shown to a driver. In this case, Hamilton was shown a black and white flag because he exceeded track limits 3 times. And so then they gave him a warning saying if you do it a 4th time, you'll get a penalty. Okay, Relentless asks, what are your current points? Well, let's see. My team 1 has 1,200 points. My team 2 has 1,188 points. But of course, things could still be adjusting. Paola, I think, has the most points because she had 1,200 points going into this race. I think she has the most points of us on the pit wall. What are your current points? What is the rankings and future thoughts on fantasy teams? Example, is Russell better over Sainz if you have the money on your team? It's looking more and more with that Mercedes upgrade package and the inconsistency of drivers like Sainz and Perez. Perez drove a good race, but I don't know. Clearly, the number one on the team is who you want, right? And so if Russell's routinely beating his teammate, that's plus 5 points every single race. And Russell is more expensive than Sainz, but Relentless has 1,400 points. Good job. Yep. So you're doing really good. Well, how about I go to the price point? Let me go to price point. Yeah.
I'll go ahead and mention mine. So on my second team, I have 1,381. And I really took a hit on my Super Stang Alpha this week because for some reason I accidentally hit Bottas as my turbo instead of Leclerc, which may have not been the worst thing to happen, but I would have still, with Leclerc, gotten significantly more points than Bottas.
This week?
I don't know.
Not this week.
They have different people pictures. Are you seeing this? They have Bottas picture on Leclerc. So that I did get it right. So Claire is turbo. They have the name wrong. So now it's fixed. No, okay. It's not fixed. They still have the names wrong. Anyway, so I have 1274 on that team.
Nice. Okay, so this is the price point for the price point comparison. So in all the categories, Russell is better than Sainz. Except in qualifying position. The average qualifying for Sainz is better. And so, yeah, it's looking like at this point Russell is just the better pick. He is going to be $6.5 million more. So if he's averaging 32 points and Sainz is averaging 20, that's actually worth it, right? Because he's averaging 12 points more. So that's a 2 PPR. Better. Yeah, it looks like Russell, if you can fit him, he's probably going to be the better option. Okay, let's look forward to Monaco. After seeing Leclerc's DNF, really want him to win Monaco. I wanted it before going this race, and I really want it now. I think he needs a bounce back. Verstappen's now leading the championship. It's looking like Verstappen's going to run away with it because Verstappen's just winning. Verstappen could set the record for most wins in a season at this rate because he just has the pace. And of course, we hope that the Mercedes will eventually battle, but they clearly don't have enough yet to be fighting for race wins. So I really want Leclerc to win at Monaco, win his home Grand Prix. That would be great. Also, that would be nice because then it would be kind to my fantasy team. Okay, Stewart says Ayrton Senna, McLaren Car 27, won the 1985 Spa-Francorchamps race by leading 43 laps after overtaking the Ferrari of Alain Prost, a red car, in the first lap. Okay, so these guys, I guess, were picking these stats because they thought they were trying to guess what you were trying to guess. But this is cool to hear their stories. Okay.
Thank you. That's good input. That's good historical input. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to read that one more time because that's fascinating. So in 1985, Ayrton Senna, who had number 27 at Spa, he won the race. He was leading 43 laps, and he overtook Alain Prost's Ferrari on the very first lap. Wow. Nice. Relentless says he has Leclerc, Verstappen, Perez, Russell, Hamilton, Bottas, top 6 at Monaco. Oh, that's your predictions. Yeah, it's looking like it because the Mercedes are clearly the third best team, right? The only thing that could get them in trouble is that the Mercedes traditionally has had a longer wheelbase, but I think the cars are a little shorter this season, so maybe they'll be fine. Sable was commenting. Oh, yes, Ed?
I'm just hoping Leclerc can win his home race. Even though I'm a Verstappen fan, and I always want him to win, I think it'd be amazing for Leclerc to actually win his home race.
Yeah, I think so too. CE says bold take. Sainz wins Monaco. You know, it can be done. We see that the Ferrari is much better than the Red Bull in these type of corners. So if Sainz can just put the lap together, he could. Benjamin says, Monaco being a driver-based track, the driver makes more of a difference in the car. Would you think last year's quali would be as good benchmark to compare who will qualify in the front? Relentless says, Sainz acts confident but drives nervous. Yep, I agree. They were saying his tires and stuff. That's why Hamilton passed him in the first place. I can't compare anything with last season, Benjamin, because we have completely different tires. But what I will say is that you look at the third sector of Spain, and it tells you how drivers perform at Monaco. We did that last year, and we did it, and we can do it again this year. Because of the nature of that last sector in Spain, it gives you good projections. I don't have the data yet. I'll probably look it over this week. But Verstappen was gaining time on people, and I don't know because Leclerc DNF'd. But yeah, it'd be fascinating to see how they were doing that third sector. Here's my hot take. Okay? Double points Haas finish in Monaco. Right? They finished in the top 10 in this race. I'm sorry. They finished in the top 10 in qualifying, not the race, right? But because they lose so many positions during the race, it wasn't tenable. Whereas in Monaco, because it's such a tight track, most of the people say that wherever you start the race, you're going to be able to hold those positions. So if Magnussen and Schumacher can get in the top 10 for qualifying, they have a great chance of holding on to it during the race. Relentless says last year Leclerc was on pole over one, I'm not sure what he typed there, in a slower car in a comparison of Red Bull this year. And then CE says, I agree with the Haas take. I think Mick will finally score some points in Monaco. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Relentless brings up a good point. Ferrari had a clearly slower car than Red Bull and Mercedes last year, and he still put it on pole at Monaco. And so, yeah, that's a good point. That Sainz, Russell, some of these guys could still surprise us with a really good quali lap. I still don't think that the Mercedes is designed for Monaco, and so that's why I think it's going to be either Leclerc or Sainz. But hey guys, here's another hot take. Bottas on pole. Man, I wanted him to get on the podium so bad. They didn't do a good job with his tire strategy.
Okay, I'll make a bold prediction.
Okay.
Red Bull 1 and 2 again, like this race.
Please, no.
Of course, I'm a Red Bull fan, so why not?
Okay, Sable, your hot take.
Well, I know this race I was really excited to see Bottas in front of Hamilton because he always was the, team player and behind Hamilton. Of course, Hamilton eventually got past him anyways. But I would hope to see Bottas up there, and I must say I hope that Leclerc will pull out a first for next week's race.
So, Bottas for podium, I heard it. Ferrari 1-2 and Bottas third. Is that what we're hearing? No, there's no way Verstappen would let that happen unless he crashes. Relentless says, yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, mate. And then see, bold take. No Red Bull podium in Monaco. That would be a bold take.
You might want to say that again. You kind of cut out, son.
CE's bold take is no Red Bull on the podium. That would be, Dad would eat his shirt, right? He wouldn't wear it next week.
Nah. It's too valuable. I'll save it for in the future. I'm sure they'll win a race sometime.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone. This was great. I like the chat that we had here at the end. I think we should add that in the future. Dad, we'll just have the last section just be hot takes. I think that's really fun because everyone has their own thing and then generates some discussion. And so I appreciate all of you. Like I said, have Sable, her husband, over. We have 2 friends that are visiting this afternoon. So we're going to end it a little bit sooner. Normally we go an hour. It's 4 minutes sooner than normal. But I appreciate all of you. Thanks for joining us. And until next time, we'll see you on the pit wall.